right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another live stream. Maybe, possibly, could be. So let's see if we're all up and running here. Someone just let me know if you can hear me. Okay, if we're working out for audio. Let's see. It's good. Let's make sure. Let's see. All right, who we got? Just need someone to verify. Nope, looks good. No, Solar Man's tripped me out. Louis says, "No, we're all good. We can hear you." Solar Man got me, and he's got a Mike Myers display. Hey, Josh, how you doing, man? Hey, Brian. Hey, Spitfire and Poke Angel. And we got Scott. You're back. Scott will save Judith again. I hear you loud and clear. Thank you, Shot by Fallacy. And what's up, Dylan and Mr. Dilly John? How are you guys all doing today? Thanks, Dory. I appreciate it. Is your first name actually Dory? Dorie Nichols? Is that your first name? I'm just curious because of Fear the Walking Dead, you have John Dory. So that's kind of cool if your name is actually Dory. Yeah. Hey, Dave. How you doing, man? Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday, Maiden. How are you doing? I love this name. The System is Rigged is a YouTube channel name. Said, do you think this season will end with Teddy's cult using the nuke and forcing everyone underground? Oh, that's going to be cool. I wish they would do that. I'm still not sure 100% if nukes are actually real. I always thought they were, but recently I've been like, I wonder if they're a psychological weapon. And not really actually a physical one, and they're just like carpet bombing a whole place. Because if you think about it, they could, within one night, they could map out and carpet bomb an entire place down with regular bombs systematically in one night, level the whole place. So it brings the question, are nukes actually real, right? How do you know? Hey, Holly, how you doing? Thought about doing a podcast. Hey, Jay, how's it going, man? Yeah, Spitfire. Yeah, so 20 minutes, a new episode of Fear starting. You guys can definitely go watch it. And we'll see tonight if we're still on when that episode finishes. The topic for this video is going to be, who do we think is going to be the final death for the Walking Dead television series? Now, I did the death predictions maybe about a week or a week and a half ago. I got them done, Jay. I thought I was going to take you till the summertime. But I got them done. I was like, I got to do this. I got to watch yours still, Jay. So I got them done, and so a lot of people were like, "Oh, Trav, it's not going to be Aaron; it's going to be Negan." So I was like, I don't know. Yeah, so a lot of people thinking that the Walking Dead television series will end with Negan being that final death. Now, specifically, what we're talking about is we're talking about the Walking Dead Volume 32, Rest in Peace. So this is the final volume of the Walking Dead comic book series, and you can see you've got Rick on the cover here, and this is his last appearance in the Walking Dead. Now, they are doing some kind of crazy Star Wars-esque spinoff where he gets brought back to life, and there's some new covers we could probably look at of him with a lightsaber fighting Negan and stuff. So they're going to do some silly stuff with it. But as far as like Rick actually being alive in the Walking Dead's canon universe, yeah, he's not anymore. Jay's like, oh, there won't be a final death. Oh, they got to adapt it some way, right? Because they've announced that they're going to end it around the same time this volume runs out. So this is the last volume of the Walking Dead comics. Yes, they did do a Negan Lives, which I have behind my Department of Truth comic there. So they have done other stuff with it. But as far as the original Walking Dead run, Walking Dead comics, this is it. This last season, season 11, is going to adapt this final volume of the Walking Dead comic. And I don't think there's going to be any swerve, but spoiler warning, at the end of the Walking Dead comic book series, Rick dies. Basically, is what happens. So Rick dies, and on the cover here, you've got Carl, and he's kind of like shock-faced because in the comic version, Carl outlives Rick. Rick dies off at the end. So the big character death with Rick is actually not quite as it's very unexpected. Basically, he gets shot in his sleep by a kid who's maybe like the opposite of Carl or something, or he's like Carl, but on the other side, and is a bit vicious. And so he kind of sneaks in and shoots Rick when he's sleeping. Sebastian, I believe, is his name. Did I get that right? It's been a little while since I've read this, but here's Zombie Rick right here. So if you guys haven't read it, there's zombified Rick. Take a good look at that. There he is. And then Carl, as you can see here, is the one who puts Rick down. And when I read this issue, it was very surprising because I didn't think that, here's Carl reacting to it. I didn't think it was real. I thought maybe they were doing a dream thing or something, because you got to remember, when the Walking Dead comics were wrapping up, he never told us that they were getting close to the end. So we just thought it was a normal issue, just like any other. And then that's when the great Rick Grimes is killed off. So you see it that way. So the question of what we're asking now is, that was a zombified form. I'll show him in the other part. So here he is in bed after he's been shot. And there he is lying there, and before he gets zombified and everything. So it's overnight. So this is where he gets assassinated, I guess is what you would say. There's Sebastian there, and he just kind of sneaks in. He basically just shoots him pretty much and then runs away. And that's basically what it is. And it's a very unexpected ending for the Walking Dead comics, that's for certain. But so the big question will be, in the television series version, who will take his place? Who will get adapted this character death from The Walking Dead? Who is it going to be? Who's going to get it? There you have Sebastian there, who's kind of sneaking in and everything. And so we also haven't had Sebastian introduced yet in the TV series either. Here he is here. So we don't have him introduced yet either. So he's going to be introduced this season, I would think. They might remix it somehow, like they did with Dante or something. They could change it a little bit, but they always kind of follow the same kind of track that The Walking Dead takes. So the big question is, who will it be in the television series version who gets that big final death kind of to wrap up in the last few episodes of The Walking Dead television series? Who will you swap out Rick for? Because obviously it can't be Rick, considering Rick has gone off to the movies. So far as we know, Rick is still alive. I don't think they would bring him back in for the final couple issues just to kill him off. So, so that's basically the topic, is who will be getting that final character death. Now, my prediction was in the Death Predictions video that it will be Aaron, now played by Ross Marquand. So he looks exactly like Rick from the comics. I mean, doesn't he? Like, somebody left a message. They're like, he looks nothing like him or something. I think they thought I meant he looks like the television series version. And no, I don't. I'm not saying that the television series version of Rick looks like Ross Marquand. Like Andrew Lincoln does not look like Ross Marquand. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the comic version of Rick, and he's even missing a hand too, which the comic version of Rick is missing a hand also. So I just was looking at that thinking, like, that just fits like a glove, that you would have him be the one to kind of do it. And you would have him be killed off right at the end to cap off the series. I mean, he's got the beard, he's got the hair. He just looks exactly like it. Maybe you could argue he looks more like Rick from the comics than Andrew Lincoln does. Now that might be a bit of a mind whatever for you guys, but I think he does. So that's like, can you picture it? Right? Can you picture it like the kid sneaks in and shoots Aaron? It's like, he's even got the thing. He's missing the thing. It's exact, right? Compare pictures for yourself. I can't do it on the stream right now with you guys, but so I think they will adapt that. I don't think they're going to skip that or anything like that. It is a pivotal. It's a pivotal part in the Walking Dead comics when Rick finally is killed off. Here he is saying, "We are not the Walking Dead." So it is a pivotal moment in the Walking Dead comic book series. To think that they would not adapt it in some kind of a way for the TV series, I don't see that happening. I think they're going to adapt it definitely. And the question is, who will get it? So that was my prediction, that it would be Aaron. That's who I thought it would get it. And I think it makes sense considering the series is wrapping up, and he's been in the series for a very long time, since season 5. So he's been there for over halfway. And you don't have too many more from early on in the series that would be the same kind of, that would fit the same kind of way. But some people think they could use Negan, and Or Maggie. We got a comment here from Maggie RGC 2005 thinks like I do. Aaron Kelly thinks maybe it would be Maggie who would be swapped out, and then that would do it. They could use somebody like Maggie because she's a season 2, right? She's a season 2, and she did leave for a while. She's coming back, but the series is ending as she's coming back. Like, she's coming back, but unfortunately for us, by the time she's even come back now, we're getting close to wrap up. That was around the time when they even announced that, hey, the series is going to be ending, like just as she was coming back in those episodes. So haven't had a whole lot of time with her, but if the series is ending, all bets are kind of off. Like, I think someone also said, oh, they can't afford to kill anyone off. It's like they could kill off anybody because the series is ending. So you don't know how many are going to survive. Now, they've mentioned a Daryl Carol spinoff series. So that pretty much means that Daryl and Carol are safe and that we're going to see them survive on past the end of The Walking Dead, television series into another series. But how many other characters would still be alive after that point? You have Rosita, you have, Aaron, you have Negan. How does Negan fit in? They're going to do an anthology series after. There's the Rick movies. You have Judith, you have the kids, you have RJ, Michonne's out there somewhere. We might see her back in season 11 too, which would be awesome if she came back for a bit before the series wrapped up. How does it all fit into the movies? So I'm very excited to see Gimple's sort of master plan for how he's going to do the movies, how that's going to work, what parts are going to cross over into Fear, if any, and how the whole series is going to end with CRM, Commonwealth, the Alexandria group, Rick and Michonne being off wherever they are. And so that's about the best I can do right now for predictions. So I think Aaron, but what about Negan? If they did kill Negan off right at the end, it probably would be fine if they don't plan on using Negan anymore after that. Like, if they don't plan on using him in the anthology series or the movies or the Carol Daryl spinoff. The only thing with Negan is he's so entertaining. That's the part that's tricky. He's very entertaining. So if you kill him off, yes, it could be a major character death to end off the series and would be like a satisfactory end to it. So I wouldn't be too upset if they did kill Negan off at the very end. You guys know that I want to see him survive, but we also don't know what kind of plan they have in terms of story for the other characters, and maybe they don't really need him or there isn't room for him, and that's why they did Here's Negan now, so that we got to see that, and that kind of closes his story off. So if they do kill him off in the last 2 episodes, I'll be sad and everything, but it is the end of the series, so you got to have a big character death to wrap up the series, don't you guys think? I mean, if the whole series is ending and it's The Walking Dead, how could you think that at the very end of the series you won't even have one big character death? There's got to be at least a few, or at least a couple, minimum, at least 2 or 3. So that's where I'm at right now. So that's why I was thinking, Aaron, because also you don't know if they would use him in a spinoff series, right? Would you use him in the Daryl Carol spinoff? Maybe not. So I do think it would be perfect to use him for that finale one, but Negan could be as well too. Yeah. So there we go. So so it looks like Fear starting in about 10 minutes. So Eugene as well. TJ's got Eugene. That's true. Fear starting in about 10 minutes. If you guys want to go watch Fear, go ahead. You can come back after. We might still be here, but we'll see how many people are interested in the live stream tonight. So this will be a Walking Dead stream tonight, mostly, guys. You can ask any questions you want. We can talk about whatever you want. There is some other cool stuff coming out. I've got some other articles here for Walking Dead we can go through. I think there is the Venom 2 stuff, which is cool. And so we got a few other things. Hey, Dr. Death, how you doing, man, to go over for Walking Dead still. Jon Bernthal says Shane says he doesn't watch Walking Dead anymore. So we got to go through what he said. And Tom Payne's new series, which is Prodigal Son, I think, that he's in. So he played Jesus in The Walking Dead. So if you guys remember, he was killed off in season 9 after Rick left to introduce the Whisperers, which now, considering the series is ending, doesn't seem so bad because, they only had a couple years anyway. So he was almost killed off at the end. He was killed off close to the end anyway. And he was killed off in a big way to introduce the Whisperers. He was in Prodigal Son, and it sounds like that just got canceled right now. And I think Ellen got canceled too. or at least that series is ending, whatever that is. I just think it's like a government propaganda arm of the world government and of the U.S. government. But that's what I think of, like the Ellen Degenerate show. But so that got canceled also. So yeah, but feel free to send any questions you guys have, comments about who you think it'll be for the end, and yeah, we'll go through that. So, but we'll try to mostly, okay, I guess we don't have to stick to Walking Dead, but it is a Walking Dead stream. So we'll try to stay Walking Dead focused mostly this one. Plus, we did the Matrix video last weekend, which was like 2.5 or over 2 hours long. And I thought turned out really good. So you can go back and watch that one. It's the green thumbnail with the Matrix on it. So if you want to watch that, you can. So Tristan asked, do you think that they will kill off Alicia in Fear the Walking Dead? I don't think so, but also with Fear the Walking Dead, because the original Walking Dead television series is ending, I do kind of think all bets are sort of off for Fear too, because the We Got This Covered article did say that they were expecting to continue Fear after the original Walking Dead television series had ended. But here's the thing, is that it's only getting about 1 million views an episode right now, which maybe that's okay, maybe it's not. It's been renewed for season 7. Maybe it'll get an 8. Maybe not, probably an 8, but they may be looking to wrap it up pretty soon as well, too, since the original series is ending. So let's see what they want to do with it. But if they do, for Fear, it would probably be bad for Fear because, like Truth Isn't Popular just said, that's because Morgan comes into Fear in season 4, right? So he comes into Fear in season 4. But before that, he's a Walking Dead OG. There aren't too many left from the original Fear crew. Now you've got Daniel, but he's, Ruben Blades is getting older and stuff. And I think did I read he's in his like 70s or something? I don't know. But anyway, he's getting up there pretty good. And now he's lost his mind in the series. He can't think properly. Supposedly. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. We'll see what they do with that, if they do anything with it. But yeah, see, Benny said the zombie craze is over. So maybe it is. But I mean, dude, did they not get good mileage out of it? I mean, you got 11 seasons with extended bonus and, extra scenes and all the other stuff, like even extended episodes of the original Walking Dead television series. And they got another 7 seasons out of Fear and 2 of World Beyond. So in total, that is, it's actually more like 12 because of the bonus. Let's count it as 12 seasons of Walking Dead, even though the final season says number 11. It's really 12 anyway. 12 seasons original, 7 seasons of Fear, that's 19, and 2 for World Beyond. That's 21 seasons of Walking Dead. Even if you think World Beyond sucks, which is fine, some seasons of series do suck. If you're going to run 21 seasons, there's going to be a couple one-offs that are not that good. It's just how it is. I'm sure that there are certain episodes or seasons of Walking Dead that probably people would think are a little bit weaker. Maybe some seasons of Fear. So, a System is Rigged said, Ruben Blades is 74. I was like, what? He looks good for 74. I didn't know he was 74. That's crazy, right? So, man, so you can't expect him to want to go much longer, right? So out of your original cast and crew, you have Strand, which is sort of like, some people like Strand. A lot of people don't, because he's kind of conniving and stuff. But he did do the right thing this season against Virginia. And he Sabatia'd Virginia, which was really good. I liked how he did that. That was sly and everything. So that was really good. But yeah, if you do that, then I feel like out of the first season characters, she's got to be the lead out of the survivors that are still alive. She's sort of like the Daryl, or you have Daryl Carroll. Yeah, it's pretty much like that. So, if they brought Madison back, that'd be cool. But most people are thinking, probably not. Maybe there's a chance. There's a chance. Okay, there's a chance they could. But aside from that, you have Morgan, who's kind of like, he's kind of taken over Madison's role in the series. But at the same time, you have Alicia, who's kind of grown up as the series has gone. So she's kind of taken over lead too. At least I know there's a lot of, in the same way that you had Carl in the Walking Dead television series, where a lot of younger guys who are viewers related to Carl, you have younger girls, and I see their comments all the time, that relate to her. So it's similar in that way. So if you kill her off, I would expect you to get a similar reaction from your female viewers, equivalent to Carl, right? So an equivalency in terms of that. You could compare to Beth, but Beth was sort of like not as many years, and she wasn't at the forefront like Carl or like Alicia is for Fear. So that's the way I'll go with that. So I mean, I guess you can do it if you're thinking to wrap it up in the next couple years. If you're thinking to wrap it up in the next 2 years, then go ahead and do it, because again, it's like right at the end anyway, so you might as well, you can do it to wrap up the series. But I wouldn't do it until like close to the end, like the last season or two, without expecting it to kind of wrap pretty soon after that. It'd be interesting to see if they could do that and then keep it going for years, and then after that. I tend to think probably not. Wayne Green, thank you for the super chat, Wayne. I do appreciate it, man. He said, do you think Rick will die in the last Grimes film? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think you're right, Wayne. I think that okay, now this is a big question. Will they do 3 movies? And that's a question. I don't know if they're going to get 3 done. If they do 1, then I think he'll survive. But if they do 3, like they originally planned on doing, then yes, I think you're right. I think in the 3rd movie, Rick will die at the end, which is fine. I would be happy with that. I think it would be beautiful. Everything is fine, to kind of wrap up. But it's so odd because the original television series is ending. So now you're doing kind of like movies and whatnot and other things. I just don't know how this whole thing is going to play out. It's going to be quite odd to see how it ends. But is it likely that Rick will be killed off like he was in the comics at the very end of the series? Yes, I think that would likely be expected. And who knows, they could swerve us, Vince Russo style, and have it not go that way and have Rick survive at the end. That would be surprising, actually, because I would expect him to die. So it's like if they made him live all the way to the end and he lives at the end, that'd actually be cool, a cool deviation from the comics. Because in the comics, Carl's still alive at the end and Rick's not. So, they can interpret it different ways. Although Judith is kind of like the TV series Carl at this point. Don't you think? Yeah, CRM has altered things. I like what they've done with the CRM, Dr. Death. I like how they used it in Fear. They've used it in the original series, and it's a smart. I like the design of the group, the way they control information, they lock everything down, and also the fact that Elizabeth just happens to be from like the UK, right? She's got like the English accent, all that stuff. That's perfect. Because in real life, that's how it works too, pretty much. Is that the old people from the UK, London specifically, typically, are the ones that kind of control almost everything in different places. It's like the octopus, the tentacles go in all these different places. So it's pretty. I like the serum. Very cool. Okay, so Negan will be killed off in the movie, says Josh. Well, I don't know why you'd want to do that, because then you have him. What do you have him, Josh? Be a villain in the movie? He's already kind of redeemed himself, sort of, and in the eyes of the fans, maybe, with the Here's Negan episode. So I don't know about that. So let's see. Okay, it's 9:00, so I think the episode of Fear is starting now. So you guys can check it out if you haven't seen it, and then come on back after and see if we're still on. We may or may not be. Do I think Fear will end? Kieran said after Walking Dead ends. Probably within a couple years, probably, yeah. I can't see Fear going 11 seasons. I can't see it going 10 seasons. I think season 7, season 8, that's going to be it. I think so. I think that's going to be it. I don't think you're going to get a 9 or a 10. Maybe they'll surprise us. Maybe there's lots of subscription for it, but I would say probably 8 will be my prediction for the last season of Fear. I think so. So Jay says that he thinks the Daryl Carroll spinoff is going to be boring. Well, man, I hope it's not boring, right? Because then it's basically like the end of the franchise pretty much. But there's also a question of the Rick movies and if they're really going to be in theater, or is the first one going to be in theater? I have heard, talks of them starting shooting soon, but you got to think that they would be shooting soon because it's freaking summertime now pretty much, right? So they got to start filming that Rick movie soon, man. Especially if they want to get 3 done, because the years are passing. So you've got to get it done at some point. No time like the present, if you can, that is, with all the world craziness that's going on. So Truth Isn't Popular says that they're boring as F. Well, I don't know. I mean, I like Daryl and Carol. I always like to see them. I never sit there and think to myself, okay, maybe the bottled off episode with them wasn't that great, but it's Daryl and Carol. You don't get any more Walking Dead than that. So I don't know. That's up to you. But I think what you're saying is, could a series based off just them work? And for a couple seasons, probably. More than that, maybe not. But also, you have to take into consideration their age. Because they're getting older too. So a few years from now, they're going to be looking probably to retire, I would think. So yeah. So the Butter Apple says that he thinks the fear will end the year after The Walking Dead. So you're thinking that's similar to me, season 7, season 8. Season 7 confirmed. Season 8, okay. But probably like a final deal, I think. So yeah, the Shane talk. So Shane, or Jon Bernthal, says he doesn't watch Walking Dead anymore. So I'll read it for you guys so we can go over it. So the Walking Dead star Jon Bernthal explains why he stopped watching the show. Quote, that show is and will always be sort of the center of my heart. Speaking to Jake's Tales, I don't know who that is. Bernthal explained that upon leaving The Walking Dead, he got really, really busy, adding that he has 3 kids and started working a lot more. Well, we've seen his work, right, guys? Like, he's been in a lot of different movies and shows, Punisher and different movies and things like that. He's in one right now, a propaganda movie, something about global warming, fire and stuff with, I think, is it Angelina Jolie? Something like that, as long as my mind's not messing up. Yeah, a propaganda movie where, it instills in our mind the idea of global warming and all this crap, right? So, although he's no longer a series regular, Bernthal made it clear that he is still close to the cast and the crew of the show. Bernthal said, quote, I'll tell you, that show is and will always be sort of the center of my heart. I love that character. He's talking about Shane. But more importantly, I love the people that made that show. Well, this is the tricky thing, right? And why he probably wouldn't watch it anymore anyway. The people who made The Walking Dead originally are almost all gone. Like, now that we're coming up on the end of the last season, almost nobody that he started with is still in Walking Dead. Maybe the crew behind the scenes and stuff, there could be a lot of them that could be still there. I don't know. A lot of those people we don't know, their names or who they are specifically. But the directors are almost all different. The showrunners have been different after Frank Darabont. You've had a few, right? Because he started with Frank Darabont and was killed off with Frank Darabont, right? Andrew Lincoln's not there anymore. Sarah Wayne Callies hasn't been there forever. So Jeffrey DeMunn hasn't been there forever. But then you do have Melissa and Norman. So you have Daryl and Carol. But that's not a lot considering, right? It says here, quote, I love that crew down in Georgia. They're all family to me. Norman Reedus, Stephen Yoon. There's another one. Glenn's got to. Sarah Wayne Callies, Andrew Lincoln, Jeff DeMunn, Melissa McBride. It goes on and on and on. But yeah, like I said, that none of them are there anymore. So that's the thing. So, I guess for him, as a producer, it'd be difficult for him to watch it as a consumer after. Maybe one day. I bet you one day when he's older and he's not so busy, he'll probably watch it then. That's what I think. And he'll probably watch the movie because Andrew Lincoln's going to be in it. So I think he would like to watch that. But it's probably because everybody who was in it with him isn't in it anymore, right? Especially with him coming back for the last Rick episode, which was amazing, right? Quote, these people, it was really a beautiful group of people who were really all after something and did it with the spirit of collaboration and community. And it's really the best of what I think this whole filmmaking thing could be. Quote, so enormously grateful for that show, and I'm enormously grateful for the people I got to make it with. Because even Andrea, the actress who played Andrea, who had some scenes with him, if you guys remember. Grab. Even she's gone. So nobody's. So, it says here he made 2 more guest appearances after leaving the show. Yeah, that's true. He did, right? But I don't think there'd be no reason for him to make another one. I don't think. I don't think you'll see him there. You could see him in the movie maybe, but I don't think we'll ever see him again in Walking Dead. But again, like I said, basically everybody's gone. So that's just what it is. So I don't blame him for not watching it. And I'm sure one day he'll go through it and get kind of caught up. Hey, Rob, how you doing, man? Rob said, I would have loved to see Shane meet Negan. Yeah, that's true. There's like a similarity between Negan and Shane. Don't you think, Rob? Like, there's just something. Well, they both have black hair and everything, and they don't really look alike aside from the black hair. But their personalities are not quite alike. Shane's more serious. Negan's more comedic, right? So they're not exactly similar, but they're both antagonists for Rick. And so, yeah, it's cool stuff. So, but yeah, it would have been cool to see them meet. I agree with that, but it wouldn't make sense. Like, how would it make sense for you to do it? It just doesn't. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, yeah, Dr. Death. So Norman Reedus is so popular that show will succeed for years. That's probably true. That Norman Reedus, where is it? This guy right here, this guy is so popular that yeah, it probably will go on for years, right? At least because he's in it. But he's, like I said, he's getting older, and we'll have to see how entertaining it is. But the ride motorcycle show seems to still be going, right? Somehow. So I don't know how that's happened. I don't watch it. So do any of you guys watch Ride with Norman Reedus? Do you watch the motorcycle show? Maybe if you ride a motorcycle, then you'd be interested in it. But aside from people who bike, I don't see why anyone would watch it. You must be a huge Daryl fan to watch Ride with Norman Reedus if you don't have a bike. So Kieran thinks that Jon Bernthal would make a good James Bond. Well, he could probably play a lot of things. I think he's great. But for James Bond is not exactly. I wouldn't think of as a good character. The Punisher was a great character for him. So characters like that, Punisher, characters like that, Wolverine maybe. After Hugh Jackman, that's probably not going to work. Maybe he could pull it off. Maybe he could pull off Wolverine. It might work. Not sure. He's kind of older though. But then again, Wolverine's like ancient, right? So, but following Hugh Jackman would be impossible. That's for sure. So. Okay. Do you want to see Shane in the movies with Rick? Yeah. Kieran asked, that would be cool, man, to see him. If we could see Shane in the movies in a hallucination or anything like that, I think that would be awesome, man. Really, really cool. Henry Cavill would make a good James Bond. Well, you could have him play just about anything, right? Yeah, I agree. He would make a good James Bond. A little bit different from the prior ones, though. That's for sure. And he wouldn't have the accent, right? But have they all had that? Like the Sean Connery, who are some of the others? Pierce Brosnan, right? Some of the others that were there. Yeah. Hey, Dylan, how you doing, man? Dylan said everyone can die except for Negan. So Negan has to survive. Negan series, which I did hear, there was an article that said that they were thinking about making a Negan series. So I don't know. We'll see if they end up getting that done. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. So Z-Red said, do you think Heath is going to be in the movies? Probably not, because the actor Corey has been busy doing other stuff. It would be cool to see him in the movies, though. I think that would be good. But if they can get Corey to come back as Heath and be in the Walking Dead movie, I think that would be good. But will they be able to get him to? I'm not sure. And thanks for watching, guys. If you don't mind, please thumb up the video if you haven't already. If you're watching right now, please thumb it up if you don't mind. I do appreciate it. Okay, let's see what we got next here. Negan series will work. The Negan series is not confirmed. It's just that, I think it would be cool to see a Negan series. Hey, Guts, thanks for joining, man. I do appreciate it. And thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. Thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody who thumbs it up. I do appreciate it. Okay. What do we have next here? Will Rick and Morgan reunite? And guess the final season. Stop avoiding it, says Zigor. That would be odd, Zigor. And where did you get the idea of Morgan and Rick doing that? Where did that come into your mind from? That's kind of odd to me. I don't know what to say about that one. Negan series would be a good prequel. The Butter. They did say that they tried to get Austin Emilio to come back as Dwight in Here's Negan, but he couldn't, because he was currently filming Fear at that exact time. So that's unfortunate, man. I would have even liked them to take him out of Fear for a bit, just to put him back in for Here's Negan, because that would have been so cool to see. Really would have been great. Keanu Reeves. Yeah, he's got a comic, Kieran. Keanu Reeves has got a comic. What's it called? Berserk or something with Boom. I think it's a comic book. I think it was #1 comic book sale for, I think, last couple months. It's been near the top. So Keanu Reeves comic book, I'm happy for him. I think that's great. Is doing awesome. sounds like that's pretty much guaranteed to be adapted into a movie, right? Like if Keanu Reeves created a comic and it's #1 comic sale, beating Marvel, Spider-Man, X-Men, all the other stuff for the month, for 2 months or 3 months in a row. Berserk, I think it's called, or something like that. Berserker or something. There's already an anime and manga called Berserk. But yeah, Keanu Reeves, #1 comic sale in the last few months for his comics. So good for him, man. I think that's good that he's helping them and boom. And that's really great because, it's, it's good for everybody to create new content and everything. But I do think that his comic will eventually be adapted to a movie, I would think. Hey, thanks, Jay, for your support, man. I do appreciate that. And good luck with your stuff. I'll watch your death predictions soon. I just want to hear, who did you have, Jay? Type in who you had for. Okay. Okay, Jay, let's put it this way. I'll ask you a question this time. And thanks for your support over time and everything. So who do you got as the final death in the series? Or do you think there will be one? You said earlier that maybe there won't be. Who do you got as the Rick death in the Walking Dead television series? Who do you think it's going to be for the final? How do you see it going? Leave me that. Matrix 4. Wayne, that's why last weekend we did the Matrix live stream. We went through the Matrix for over a couple hours, but the Matrix in real life and then Matrix in the movie. Matrix 4 should be fun. And I do like Keanu Reeves. I heard that the Matrix role, if this is right, I think it was offered to Will Smith first. Is that right? Have you guys heard that? That it was offered, the Matrix, Neo, was offered to Will Smith, and he either turned it down or he was busy doing other stuff, and then Keanu Reeves got it. And so there you go. And obviously that was good for his career. So, so that's pretty cool. Thank you, Dr. Death, for the super chat. And we got a few more here. Kieran says Negan won't die. Nathan's got Maggie, and Zigor's got Daryl, which I don't think it's going to be, man, because how are they going to do with the spinoff series? They can't kill Daryl. That would be but it would be a fitting end to the series to end the series after Daryl dies, wouldn't it? But I don't think they'll do it. I really don't think so. Truth is popular said. That will be awesome. Kill them all. Nice. Yeah, just kill everybody, right? Walking Dead ends, everybody dies. So like a Game of Thrones ending or something. Be awful. And then like the least popular character is like the for the spinoff or something, right? Be like Bran in Game of Thrones. Just awful, man. Awful. Ben said James Bond's a woman now. What? What are you talking about? That would be super. That would be like crazy woke. I really hope that they do not do that. Gender swap James Bond. That would be so odd to do that. Okay. Holly Norm Music wanted us to go over the Here's Negan comic. Is it after the Walking Dead comics ended? So Here's Negan was a separate comic. I'm looking for it, Holly, to see if I have it here. I do have it right here. Okay, one second. All right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is it. So this might be dusty because I haven't taken this out for a while. So Holly, this is the Here's Negan comic right here. And it did not release after The Walking Dead ended, but it did release when it was running. So when The Walking Dead comic was running, Here's Negan released. And it's really nice. This is the hardcover version that I got. Here he is here. Here's Negan. It's really good. And it's basically pretty much what they adapted for the TV series, but maybe not quite as good as it could have been if it wasn't for the restrictions on the number of people for filming and the number. But they adapted most of it. Like you have, let's see. Yeah, you have Lucille here. Man, the quality of these prints is actually really good in this trade, in this hardcover. Better than the regular comics, and the pages are better. So here she is. So you can pretty much see it. She's sick right here. So that's Lucille sick right there in the comic version. So it's basically already been adapted, right? It's pretty much the same thing. But Holly, what you're saying is, I think what you're thinking of is Negan Lives, which is after The Walking Dead ended. So they did Here's Negan when it was still on, and then they did Negan Lives after. So after it was done. And here's him forging Lucille. So that was Here's Negan, which was awesome. And the television series version of it was really good. But the Negan Lives, we might not see adapted in the TV series. Maybe not, because they only did one issue of it so far, and it did really well. But they donated it to comic shops. But we don't know. We don't know if they're going to do more issues of Negan Lives. Maybe not, because maybe Charlie Adler's finished with Walking Dead, and he doesn't want to do it anymore ever. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, I hope that they do more issues of Negan Lives, because it is really great. So yeah, Andrew Lincoln and Doctor Who, Kieran. Yeah, I guess that would work. I'm not a Doctor Who guy. I'm not a big fan of Doctor Who. So yeah. Okay, let's see. Scott, I don't know who that is. So I've never heard of that person. So sorry to say. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay. What do we got here? Yeah. All right. So I think that's most of what you guys have said recently. Probably a good number of people are watching Fear right now. Although, yeah, somebody asked about the amount of viewers per episode of Fear. Yeah, 1 million US viewers is what it's getting right now only. So that's the lowest it's ever had. So, don't know how much longer that will continue for, unless they get a lot of subscriptions for AMC Plus. If they do, then it's probably fine. But not sure if they're going to, that's for sure. Let's see what else we got here. They should have got some, I think AMC should have grabbed some other series. Maybe they couldn't afford it because, like The Boys, for example, that would have been a perfect series to have on AMC. But if Amazon can just outbuy them for everything, then, what are you going to do? Like, it would have been good if AMC could have gotten The Boys and some other comic series that are similar to Walking Dead. Could have been good, but maybe they couldn't outbuy Amazon. So Amazon was able to get it. Also, Invincible, too, because Invincible went to Amazon. It didn't go to AMC. So that's odd, because you would think that AMC would want Invincible. But if if Amazon can outbuy them, then that's what you're going to get. Amazon obviously has a lot of money, so AMC might not be able to pay as much for a series as Amazon can, which is unfortunate, but that's just what it is. Okay, so Huma says, Trev, do you agree that this week's episode of Fear highlights how bad of an idea it was to kill Jon? No, I don't agree with that, Huma. I think that Garrett Dillahunt wanted to leave and that he had other roles coming up, Army of the Dead, other movies. So Jon had to be killed off because he was going to these other things. So they had to let him go. So I thought they handled it good. I like what they did with John Dory Sr. In the Walking Dead in Fear. So I thought it was good. He wanted out, Steve Benny said. Yeah, he did. So what can you do? Oh, Jay's got his ready. Okay, so Jay said Alden, which, okay, I can see that, because who cares anyway, right? It doesn't matter if Alden is or not. It wouldn't. Maybe they could make it sad, but just by name, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Alden, Aaron, yeah, okay, I agree with you there. He's got Magna, yeah, I agree with that one. Rosita are the biggest, so he thinks that will be killed off. So yeah, so he thinks those will be killed off before the end of the series. So I mostly agree. Yeah, I mostly agree. I'd have to check my death predictions list that I published in the video, but yeah, that's about right. So yeah, Jon's an Army of the Dead, Wayne. Yep, he is. I haven't seen him in the trailer though, but he's supposed to be in there somewhere. He's in the credits and everything, IMDb. So Army of the Dead, is it hit now? I got to watch it soon. Let me make a note of that, because I think it's releasing now or is already released, right? Army of the Dead, if you guys haven't seen it, on Netflix. So you can watch that movie on Netflix. Let's see. Just a sec, guys. Army of the Dead. I'll try to do a review of that this week if it released, guys. Looks like it's going to be pretty fun. I think they got a zombie, what is it? Zombie tiger? Yeah, zombie tiger. And zombie Vegas people. So that should be, that should be fun too. Josh said Gabriel in the TV show outlived his, it's May 21st. Okay, thanks, Jay. So it's not quite out yet. I knew it was soon. So Wayne said next Friday. Okay. So next Friday is when it's going to hit. All right, that's very cool. Yeah, Kieran, I have not seen the Mortal Kombat movie just yet, but I might watch it. Some people told me it wasn't any good though. That's the problem. That's why I didn't really bother to watch it, do a review, all that stuff, because if it wasn't that good, then there's no reason to, right? So yeah, True said the Mortal Kombat film was terrible. Well, I love the 90s Mortal Kombat. That's the thing. I love the 90s Mortal Kombat, and I love Annihilation. Now, you can hate me for loving Annihilation with Shao Kahn and everything, but I do. I love it. Maybe a guilty pleasure because it's like 90s, Liu Kang, and, you know, the whole crew. I thought it was awesome, but I know, like, that was the big thing in the 90s, like karate and all the, you know, that was big. Like, you could actually take, like, kung fu. Like, I think I had a friend who took, like, a kung fu, like, he took, like, a kung fu course or something, or he went to, like, you know, like, they would put these on. Nowadays, it's all MMA, so you're going to jiu-jitsu and wrestling and stuff like that. But back in the 90s, that was big. It was all like, yeah, it was like karate and stuff. So Mortal Kombat's cool, man. Yeah, so. All right, so yeah, but Mortal Kombat, the new one's no good, huh? Yeah, so yeah. Oh, well. Did I watch Avatar? No, I haven't seen Avatar. And so, yeah, sorry to say I haven't seen it. Okay, let's see. What else did you guys see here? Well, maybe we'll wrap this one soon here, guys. Let's see. I think that's everything I had prepped. So I think that should be good for tonight. I don't want to go down the conspiracy rabbit hole too much because it's supposed to be a Walking Dead video. So why don't we wrap here, guys? If you're watching the you know, Fear, the reviews on the channel, you can watch my review anytime you want. So if you're watching the episode, you can go watch the review after that. And I'll wrap this one. I got some other, yeah, thanks, Jay. Yeah, smash up the like button, guys. And things are looking good, Guts. But we'll cut tonight's a little bit short here. I may have some videos coming for you guys soon. Definitely Army of the Dead review when it's done. You know, new videos for Fear next weekend, everything, the usual. And I got some other longer videos that I'm working on. So, yeah, well, thanks for joining tonight, guys. Thanks for watching. And we'll wrap now. And I'll see you guys back again soon in the next couple days. Thanks for watching, guys. It's Trev, and I'm saying peace. See you guys soon.